My parents demanded I exclude my adoptive son from their inheritance because he's not their grandchild, but they were shocked to learn he is my biochild, and now they're suing for rights. When my best friend Amanda passed away in a car crash, I adopted her 8-year-old son Matthew. My parents immediately made it clear he wasn't real family. Amanda and I had been inseparable since college. She was brilliant, funny, and the best person I knew. When she came out as lesbian, nothing changed between us. I was her kid's godfather from day one. The crash happened on a Tuesday. Drunk driver ran a red light. Amanda passed away instantly. Her wife Caroline survived 3 days in the ICU before her injuries took her too. Matthew was at school when it happened. I didn't hesitate. Matthew needed family, and I loved that kid like my own. The adoption process was smooth since I was already his legal guardian. But my parents? They turned ice cold immediately. He's not really your son, Mom would say whenever Matthew wasn't around. You're just playing house. He'll never be our grandson, Dad added. Blood matters. They'd give my other kids birthday presents, but skip Matthew entirely. During Christmas, they'd bring gifts for the real grandchildren and tell Matthew his were still coming. They never came. Last month, they called about updating their will. We're leaving everything to you and your biological children only, Mom said, her voice dripping with satisfaction. That adopted boy gets nothing. We won't have strangers inheriting family money. I was furious. Matthew is my son in every way that matters. He's been through hell and you're punishing him for being orphaned? Blood is blood, honey. He's not our grandson. We barely even know him. That's when I laughed. Actually laughed out loud. What's so funny? Dad snapped. You want to talk about blood? Let me tell you about blood. Here's what they didn't know. 7 years ago, Amanda couldn't conceive naturally. Multiple miscarriages, medical complications, the works. She and Caroline were devastated. They tried everything. Fertility treatments, IVF, different doctors. Nothing worked. One night, Amanda called me crying. We want a baby so badly, but Caroline can't carry to term. Could you be our donor? I didn't even hesitate. Of course. We kept it completely private. Amanda wanted to be Matthew's only parent legally. I was just Uncle Paul who happened to be around a lot. We agreed I'd never interfere with their parenting decisions. The clinic handled everything professionally. Legally, I signed away all parental rights. But emotionally, that kid was mine from the moment he took his first breath. When Amanda and Caroline died, I immediately got DNA tests done. Not because I doubted anything, but because I needed legal documentation for the adoption. The results confirmed what I already knew in my heart. So I invited my parents over for Sunday dinner. Matthew was at his friend's house. I have some news about the inheritance situation, I said, sliding the DNA results across their dining table. Dad picked up the papers, squinting at the scientific jargon. His face went completely white. This says Matthew is your biological son? How is that possible? Mom grabbed the papers. These must be fake. You adopted him after Amanda died. Nope, Amanda couldn't have kids. I was their donor 8 years ago. Matthew has been my biological son this entire time. The silence was deafening. So congratulations, I continued, smiling. Your fake grandson, who doesn't deserve inheritance money, is actually your only biological grandson. Mom started crying immediately. We didn't know. We had no idea. This changes everything. Does it? Of course it does. We can have a relationship now. We can get visitation rights, grandparents' rights. I leaned back in my chair. You just spent 2 years telling me he's not family. You've ignored his birthdays, excluded him from Christmas, and literally tried to write him out of your will yesterday. You can't suddenly want him back because of a DNA test. Dad was frantically backpedaling. We were just protecting the family assets. We didn't know he was blood. You mean you were being cruel to an orphan child because you thought you could get away with it? That's not fair, Mom sobbed. We would have acted differently if we'd known the truth. Would you? Because I distinctly remember you saying blood matters, and he'll never be our grandson. Well, he's more your grandson than you ever imagined. They're suing me now for grandparents' rights, claiming they were deceived about Matthew's parentage. Their lawyer thinks they have a case because I withheld crucial information about biological relationships. But here's the beautiful part. They've left me dozens of voicemails over the past 2 years explicitly stating Matthew isn't family and doesn't deserve their love or money. I've saved every single one. Their own words are going to destroy their case. My parents demanded I exclude